everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made. That's Worimi. And welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Getting late in the afternoon, so I do apologise about the light. I shall do my best. But what I wanted to have a look at in this particular reading is just to show that Russia is not the, not Russia. Australia is not the land of milk and honey. We're not absolutely perfect. We have a state in our country, the state of Queensland, which we call the Texas of the South. It's very conservative, very archaic ideas, and very, if I say backward thinking. In many ways, that's not all Queenslanders. I do know people that live in Queensland, and they're absolutely fabulous pro-choice, pro-democracy people, but there is a majority in the state of Queensland that are conservative. Now, the government there that was recently elected in, the Liberal National Party, do not be swayed by their party name. They are not liberal in any way, shape or form. They are very conservative, and if they could engage full steam Trumpism, they would do so in a heartbeat. So the Liberal National Party have the majority in the state government. What they've done, so just to give you an idea, Queensland's the state where they sort of go burn, baby, burn with the coal. There just seems to be, considering that that's the state that has the Great Barrier Reef in it, that is so incredibly fragile and employs so many people. There is this mentality of climate change denial in a lot of the state as well. When I'm talking about that, they're saying, oh, what about the mining jobs, digging up the coal, etc. Aside from the fact that the mining jobs are about only 10% of the tourism jobs that are created for the Great Barrier Reef, etc. There's some things about Queensland that I just do not understand. Anyhow, apparently there was question time on the floor of the Queensland Parliament, the Queensland House of Government. And question time is when you have the debates about laws that they are wanting to bring to the floor to be voted upon. Question time finished, and right at the last second, the leader of the Liberal National Party popped up and said, oh, here's this one last we want to bring forward. There's no time to discuss it. Let's just push it through. And that was a ban on government debating abortion laws. So basically what that means is next step is that I could just about guarantee they're planning to bring an abortion ban or very archaic abortion laws into the Queensland government and literally say, oh, whoops, due to this previous law, we can't debate it and we'll just ram it through. Now, Australia is fairly, if I say fairly liberal in regards to abortion laws, they are and they aren't. Each state has their own regulation, but I think the ban stops at, I think, about 16 weeks. Abortion fetus viability is at about 22 weeks. So there is a gap in the middle there. You just don't rock up and say, I want an abortion. There is a process that you have to go through, and it's the 16 weeks in, I think, most states, unless it's for medical reasons. So I just want to have a look. The loss, disappointment, heartbreak we've got there. I'll try and get that light a little bit better. I do apologise for that. Back home, wrong time of day, all that sort of jazz. So we've got the Five of Cups, the emotional disappointment in what's happened, and then literally surrendering this law despite any boundaries that have been set up. It's almost like, let's find a loophole type thing. Gee, I wonder what other government in the world's doing that at the moment. Find a loophole. That would be the Trump government that's been showing us corruption and a loophole for the last 8 years. Gosh, 9 years, something like that. Okay, so I just want to have a look. What's the reaction to the Queensland Liberal National Party ramming through this law, hoping it'll go under the radar, although it was reported on the BBC News across the other side of the world Show me what is going to be the result from them forcing this through. What is, and you want that one as, you want those two. Okay, let's see how it goes. Right, the first card out. Again, trying to get that light right for you. I do apologise, it's not particularly good. Oh, I got two cards out. Okay, interesting. Okay, first one, because that one would have been on top. The first one, the Ace of Cups. An emotional overwhelming, a new beginning, a new plan, a new partnership. Okay, so we've got this an emotional new partnership here, challenged by the be careful what you wish for. Now, the reason they've done this so quickly is because they're only just in government. I think they've got another 3 years before they get, or the election happens again. So they're trying to ram this through as quick as they can. So we've got an emotional overwhelming here. This is very much the F around and find out type scenario. Going through that in the US at the moment, and all I can say to that is, well, duh. It's not like you weren't warned. The populace of Queensland were told over and over and over again that this was what the Liberal National Party intended to do, even though their particular candidate said, oh, no, of course not, we would never touch the laws. Those laws, well, guess what? They're barely in a breather, and they have already. They've taken the first step. So the challenge was, be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. At the base, we have justice, the scales of justice, actions having consequences. You voted them in, you're getting it. But actions having consequences. Lady Justice, though, this might go to the courts, because in the past we've got the election itself, the best of democracy. No, there was no funny business in regards to this election. The election was lost by our progressive thinking Labor Party. So the election happened, but this might be challenged in court, this ruling. I think it might be, actually. Crowning this reading, a plan that's been in the making for a long time, and it finally came into harbour. In the immediate future, though, yeah, I think this is going to be taken to court, this this ram through law, because there is going to be a legal crossroads moment in regards to this. Externally, reaping what they sow, this Liberal LNP. And yeah, deals done internally, deals done behind the scenes. Publicly, it's now out there. Hopes and fears, well, the dictatorship, my way or the highway. People will remember the era of Joh Bjelke-Petersen, Australians. Yeah, it's not the Emperor, it's the King of Pentacles, the oligarchical money. King of Pentacles. Pentacles are also about protection, but this is very much about ruling over women's protection. Welcome to come to New South Wales. Yeah, restricting women. That's the ruling. Nightmare situation. But we have, yeah, the Fool, and you start with this Devil energy. However, we then have the walking away, abandoning. Okay, the word I was given was abandoning their promises. You've got the 3 spilt cups, abandoning their promises, walking away, surrendering to bringing these new laws forward despite the protections, the boundaries of protections there. And then we've again got the loss and disappointment card. In this era of fading misogyny, the rise of the feminine, I keep saying that there is this last gasp of these of this alpha male type, Andrew Tate type energy. It's fading. It's losing its power. But the more they lose their power, the more desperate they come to hang on. Muddying the waters, clouding, smoke and mirrors about the choices. Look over here at what this hand's doing while we do that over there. But we've got then the Six of Pentacles, which is money changing hands in regards to this and bringing about heartbreak, loss, despair, and basically leaving people with no options and in regards to healthcare, denying them the healthcare that they require, trapping women in these gilded cages. But the time is changing. Time is changing. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's so cross. I think this is going to go to a court case because the energy behind it, what they basically want to do is restrict women's rights. There's a lot of information coming out very quickly. They're going back against promises that they made. Here, look at my empty basket. Yes, I made all these promises, but I ain't going to harvest them, any of them for you. So, will this rammed through legal ban on debating basically then says, if we bring a law forward, it can't be debated on the floor of the government. Will this be challenged in court? Will there be a legal challenge against this? Okay, you want those two. Okay. Well, the Queen of Cups, feminine energy, the lid's been taken off that emotional cup. There might be some protests about this coming out. The lid has been removed. Beware the female. But will there be a legal case challenged by the Page of Pentacles, this information being brought forward about healthcare? At the foundation, at the foundation we have the victory card, but it's a very uncomfortable victory. May not last. In the past, the Death card, a significant ending and a new beginning. The death of, I'm going to sound really a bit nuts saying this, but if I say the death of democracy in Queensland because of the removing the right to debate, the death of protection for women, they might have the victory, but it's a very uncomfortable victory. Crowning this reading, poor choices, smoke and mirrors, trying to cloud the decision that was made, but they are targeting in on one, and it's the rose. And if you think about the metaphor of the rose in regards to women, so immediate future, Ace of Pentacles, new beginning, powerful new energy in regards to healthcare, but then you've got the attempt to steal, abuse of power internally. You've got the volatile information coming forward. Yeah, they're going to try and steal this right. Two of Cups working together, circles of support, determination, bringing forward a legal case, and here's the courts. Something unexpected out of left field. Yeah, and because this was literally a throwing under the bus of women's rights. And then we've got significant ending, new beginning. So I'm just going to say, yes, I think women and men who support women are going to stand up, and I think it's going to be the next step, actually. Oh, I got that light right for a change. I think it's going to be the next step that when they bring the next legislation that cannot be debated is when the big hoo-ha begins. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Just wanted to bring that to your attention to say that in the US, you're not alone. We are struggling with this on a worldwide basis. Love to you all. Take care. Bye bye.